Hi, it's been a while. So I thought I would recreate one of my most popular videos on my channel, my full face of bareMinerals video, which almost has 30,000 views. It's the most viewed video on my channel and still gets views to this day. I thought I would recreate that video with new products, some of my old favourites, some discontinued products. bareMinerals, are you listening? Because we might need some of them back. I am back on YouTube. If you're obsessed with makeup, skincare, hair care, fragrance, everything beauty, also dogs, little Olive, then come and check me out. I also am posting on TikTok and Instagram, so come and follow me on those. So the aim is I'm going to be uploading on YouTube 1 to 2 times a week. I'm going to upload on TikTok mostly every day and Instagram probably about the same. So come and check me out. Subscribe to this channel if you're not already. And let's get into it. So recently I have been loving, over on Instagram, Lipstick Lesbians and bareMinerals. What a joyous combination. I love Lipstick Lesbians. I think they're absolutely amazing. Really love like a deep dive into ingredients and the manufacturing or the kind of behind the scenes as well. If you don't already know who they are, go and check them out because they are absolutely phenomenal. But they have opened really the conversation around bareMinerals. And bareMinerals for me is a really overlooked brand. I think their products are amazing and I wanted to do this video as a kind of recap, more updated version of my favourites because things do change, but equally some products have been staples of mine over the last 6-7 years. And for me, who is obsessed with beauty, skincare, makeup, fragrance, things switch in and out quick. And bareMinerals is always there. It's one of my favourite brands. I'm going to stop yapping on now and we're going to get into the video. So I'm back clean faced to now go in for a full face of bareMinerals. Excuse my voice if it's sounding a little bit worse for wear. I have been so sick the last couple of weeks. I tried to do this video a couple of weeks ago and I was like, I feel a bit ill. And then after that, all went downhill. I've literally been in bed for 2 weeks. So today is the first day that I kind of felt a little bit better. So I thought just get the video done. So I'm going to go through some of my favourite products, some products that have been discontinued that I wish were not discontinued, and also just a bit of background on me as well because I have a bit of a personal relationship with bareMinerals. And I feel like the brand is quite special to me and I just love the brand. And I just want to tell you all about it. So I have recently bought some bits and bobs from bareMinerals. And if you saw my collection of bareMinerals makeup, you'd think I have a problem. My favourite ever product is the Smoothness Cleansing Oil. Now, if you haven't used this oil, you need to. It is, in my opinion, the best cleansing oil I've ever used. I love cleansing oils, I love cleansing balms. I have used hundreds. I always come back to this. It's probably my 12th bottle of the cleansing oil, and every time I try other ones, I mean there are some others that are really good as well. There's always something about other cleansing oils that irritates me. So either it'll be like they sting my eyes, or they leave a film on my eyes, or they don't feel like they come off your skin properly. This doesn't sting your eyes, it gets makeup off, it makes your skin feel gorgeous, and every person that I have recommended this to that has then gone out and bought it have absolutely loved it. So that's my first recommendation. So that's what you would use as your first cleanser, and then there's a little something flying in the air. Second cleanser, again, this is well loved, and I have another one. This is Pure Plush. I really like to use in the summer because it has that nice clean feeling to the skin. It doesn't make your skin feel dry, but if you like that super clean feeling on your skin, you will love Pure Plush. I've probably used about 6 or 7 of these, so it's a fan favourite. And I'm really happy to see that bareMinerals is getting spoken about again. I think it's such an underrated brand. I don't understand why, because some of their products are some of the best I've ever used, and I'm a makeup and skincare addict. I have so much and I've used so much. I go out all the time try new products. I don't understand why more people don't talk about bareMinerals. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know whether that it kind of started and it was more on QVC. Maybe it was like more geared towards an older audience and it doesn't really attract that much of a younger audience. But I'm going to go through products that I personally think are some of the best, and also some products that I think are amazing that they should bring back. bareMinerals. I don't love all of the products, so I will maybe be touching on some as well that I think were a mistake, that they should have kept the old formula, but we'll go through that. And also I'm going to try and use all bareMinerals brushes. I'm pretty sure I've got all bareMinerals brushes for this, so that should be absolutely fine. I'm going to try and keep this video as short as possible. I don't want it to be super long, but I've got so many products that I want to talk about. So a really good product to begin with is the Skinlongevity Serum. Now this is amazing. Underneath makeup you can use it at night time, underneath your regular skincare as well. You've got niacinamide in here, and it's such a nice serum that really helps smooth your skin out. So first things first, I just want to talk about how my relationship with bareMinerals started. This video is not sponsored or anything, by the way. Of course it's not. I did used to work for bareMinerals, so this was after my original video. I won a competition with Debenhams. It must have been about six and a half years ago. Basically the competition was you had to tell them what your favourite foundation was and the brand and a little bit about it. And I won for my category, and it was the bareMinerals original foundation. And I'd been using that foundation. I'd bought packs off of QVC and I loved the little bits that I had. I hadn't fully explored the brand. I won that competition. I was really lucky, got to go to London. We had a lead makeup artist from bareMinerals do my makeup, and they gave me a bag full of bareMinerals goodies to go home with. I was one of the first people to try the stick foundation, if you remember when that launched. So it was a really fun experience, and I come home with my goodies and I was so excited. Anyway, so I then got a job at Debenhams working on fragrance, and I was still loving my bareMinerals, using it and chatting with the girls in the beauty hall. I fell in love with bareMinerals. The Debenhams that I worked in had a bareMinerals counter as well, so I would always go over and ask her questions. A job came up for bareMinerals on a bareMinerals counter, and it was just one day a week, and I thought, great, get my foot in the door. I'd never worked in beauty before. I'd never put makeup on anyone other than like my friends. And I did have a really big passion for makeup, and I loved doing makeup. Like my dissertation was all about makeup. So I had a really strong passion about makeup, but I had never worked in the beauty industry before. Applied for this job at bareMinerals, interviewed, I think it was 3 interviews I had to do like a trade test and things like that. Got the job. Amazing. So I was working in a department store. They needed somebody for another store, which was in a Boots, and that was for 2 days a week. So what I would do is I would do the 2 days a week in the Boots, and then I did the 1 day a week in the department store. So effectively I was doing 3 days a week, and I absolutely loved that. Then I think it was around that time one of the staff members left in the department store, and I was doing overtime. I'm pretty sure that's when that was. It's a bit blurry for me because then COVID hit. I've been working there a little while and absolutely loved it. Like bareMinerals is such a good brand, and the training was amazing, all the staff were amazing, head office were amazing. It was lovely. It was a really nice first brand to go into because it was more about getting a relationship like with your customer and having that kind of trust, and it was more like natural looks, and we had a lot of lovely customers that just really wanted help with their skin, and it was really lovely. And then COVID hit, so all of that happened. I won't bore you with the details, but we go back and forth, into work, out of work, all of that jazz, because of obviously the pandemic and lockdowns, etc. So then when we go back, a manager for the department store had left, so I then applied for that position. Didn't think I was going to get it because I literally had only worked 1 and then 2 days a week as a beauty ambassador, but I got the job. So I then was manager of my counter in the department store. I was manager there for it was nearly a year, and then unfortunately my counter got taken out of the department store and I got made redundant. So that's where that situation ended, and it was a really sad time because I loved working for bareMinerals. But then I got another job in beauty for a luxury beauty retailer and got to work with loads and loads of brands. So, and that was a really good job as well. So everything happens for a reason, and I still love bareMinerals. I just wanted to give you a little backstory on why I have such a connection with this brand. I've been yabbering on now for, I don't even know, like 15 minutes. So I actually need to put some makeup on my face. So a really lovely product, and it is one of bareMinerals' most popular products, is Complexion Rescue. Now this is a gorgeous SPF 30. I wear the shade Birch, with a little bit on the back of my hand. Now, they recommend that you use the smoothing face brush, but this isn't my favourite brush. I sometimes find it can be a bit streaky on me. My favourite, well, actually, two of the bareMinerals foundation brushes are some of my favourite brushes ever, but this is one of them, the Luxe Performance brush. It's meant to mimic fingertips, so you can like really press it into the skin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tinted moisturiser as my base, and then I'm going to use the original foundation almost like a kind of touch up where I want extra coverage. I've got a few different products that I want to show you, so I'm trying not to cover my whole face in original foundation because I've also got the powder foundation to show you as well, which is one of my favourite products. So yeah, working for bareMinerals was a really, really good brand to start getting into beauty. I would highly recommend if you're going into the beauty industry but you have no experience or you want to learn, working on a makeup counter is such a good way to get into the beauty industry. If you can get a job on a makeup counter, just even if it's 1 or 2 days a week, just for the experience, because you still get trained and you still get like all the perks of working on that counter. So it's definitely a way to get in and see if you like it. So as you can see, it's like a really natural level of coverage on there. Just gonna do the other side, and I've just zoomed you in a little bit. I'm gonna go in with bareMinerals original foundation. This one is in the shade Golden Fair. I normally wear fairly light, but this one is just got a little bit more yellow in it, so it's absolutely fine. The shades, you can kind of mix and match the shades, and there's quite a lot of leeway in the shades, so depends on how your skin tone is. I can switch between fairly light, Golden Fair. I've even worn Fair before, but Fair can be a little bit too light on me, and I used to wear medium beige. I don't know what happened there, but... And my favourite brush to use all over is the Supreme Finisher brush. But first off, pretty sure this brush might be discontinued, but it's the diffused highlight brush. But I'm going to use it almost like to spot conceal. So what you want to do is you want to tap out a little bit in the lid, only a very, very tiny amount. I think this is where a lot of people go wrong with this foundation. They use too much. They use it like a loose powder, and that's not how you're meant to use it. So you literally use like the tiniest little bit, and then what you want to do is really swirl it into the cap. Now the inside of the cap is made of a wax, and that helps melt all the foundation into the brush. And the thing is, with this foundation, it doesn't stay a powder, so the more you buff it, the creamier it goes. That's the whole point of the foundation. So if you find that it's looking dry, cakey, sitting on the skin wrong, it's because you're either using too much product or you're not buffing it enough, because you can literally just buff. So I'm going to go in here first, and basically what you want to do is work in like circular motions. Basically just keep buffing to your heart's content. And also, this is the other thing with this foundation, you can go from a light coverage all the way up to a full coverage depending on how many kind of layers that you do. You don't want to go in like with a big lump of this powder and just try buffing it like that. It's going to look awful. You just go in with small amounts at a time. You can even use it like a concealer just to spot conceal, but I'm literally just using it in areas where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. And then I also just want to show you, to set your foundation, you've got the original mineral veil. This is the loose, but you also now have pressed mineral veil, and this I was sleeping on because I didn't really like it for some reason when I first used it. I don't know why, but I'm in love with it. I think it's because I was using it with a brush, and now I use it with a puff. I feel like that's so many things with my powders, is powders that I used to hate with a brush, I now love because I use them with a puff. This one is in the shade Sheer Fair, and I'm just going to take a puff. This isn't a bareMinerals puff, this is just a cheap puff. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do here so you can see. I'm just going to press that into the skin. Can you see how much smoother that looks? It really does smooth, but without, like, it's like you can't see anything on your skin. This is Sheer Fair, so this has got like a slight light tint to it. It does come in translucent as well, and other shades. It just makes your skin look so smooth. I really need some bronzer on this face. I've been so ill. I feel like I look like a ghost. And just to quickly touch on concealers, the BarePro, the stick concealer, I've got a few different shades here, but this is amazing for spot concealing. If you love the NARS soft matte concealer, You will love these. I'm going to take a tiny bit of the BarePro concealer in Fair Cool 01 with the max coverage brush. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that, and I'm just going to pop this under the eye just to kind of brighten up this bit here. And instead of setting that puff for the second, I'm going to go in with Well Rested. Now this is discontinued along with Summer Bisque. People went absolutely mad when this got discontinued, and I can understand why. It's one of my favourite products. I'm down to my last pot of it, but this product is perfect for spot concealing, and why they discontinued it, I don't know. But if you are struggling, you can use fairly light foundation. It's not as much coverage as this, but it's a very similar shade. So you can use that as your concealer if you're absolutely desperate for this. Well Rested was like a brightening under eye powder. And I'm going to use that on top of my concealer. It's a yellowy shade, and it's got like a little bit of like a pearlescence to it. So it just kind of brightens up the under eye area. So I'm just going to pop that on top. You can just see like it just gives like a brightness. It's not dry, it's not cakey. Now for bronzer, I'm going to use a little bit of Blurred Buff. Blurred Buff is like a rosy brown, almost like their Blonzer, which don't even get me started, they're absolutely phenomenal. I've got all of them. This is from their Bounce and Blur collection, and it's like a cream powder hybrid. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like squishy. Feels like a cream, but it goes on like a powder. I don't know how they do it. I'm gonna go in just with this little brush actually. This is, so many of these are from sets that I bought on QVC, and they're like, literally don't do these brushes anymore. But this is the Flawless Face brush. I'm just gonna go in with that, and I'm gonna use this like a kind of bronzer blush hybrid, but I'll show you my favourite bronzer. Where are you? Yeah, Kiss of Pink. They just blend into the skin so nicely. Not so pigmented where they like hit you in the face with pigment. They're buildable, but they give you enough. Like it just looks so natural and pretty. And obviously they still do their Loose Warmth, which is an iconic product. So that's their loose bronzer. Gorgeous, gorgeous. My personal favourite is Faux Tan. I don't know if you can get Faux Tan anymore. It's out of stock, but it might just be out of stock. Okay, let's use the Blonzer. So these are meant to be a bronzer and a blush in one, so Blonzer. I feel like that's like what everyone's doing now. These came out years ago. These are more pigmented, I would say, than the regular blushes. There's one I've got, this one, Kiss of Copper, and this is pigmented. Now, what I like to do, blush blindness who, go in pretty heavy-handed with my blush, because I bloody love blush. Censor myself then. And then I'm going to go in with my most used product recently, I think, of bareMinerals, which is the BarePro foundation powder. This you can use like straight on the skin as a foundation. I love using it as like a finishing powder. Voice is going. Big fluffy brush. And I take it on the brush, literally just go over everything. And it just makes your face look so smooth. It lasts all day. Obviously you can take it with you as like touch-ups and stuff. Now normally I wouldn't necessarily wear like 3-4 different types of foundation, but for the sake of this video I'm just trying to show you all the different textures and finishes because there's just so many. Highlight. This, I'm 99% sure it was discontinued. Pretty sure it is, yeah. Why? bareMinerals, why? This is one of the best highlighter shades. Actually, this and Joy. Hang on, where's Joy? So my Joy literally looks like it's been through the mill. It's like this. Let me see if I can, let me swatch it. I don't know if it's really doing it justice, but it's like a peachy shimmer. And when I tell you this is the most gorgeous blush topper, can you see? It's like so reflective. It's so gorgeous. I'm gonna do one on one side, one on the other so you can see. And Zen is like this iridescent kind of pinky, bluey, gorgeous. Why they discontinue them, I don't know. I know they've got the new liquid highlights and blushes, which I haven't tried, and I would really love to try them. These are phenomenal. I really hope they bring them back. So Joy, so it's quite pigmented, so you can use this like as a blush on its own if you really want to. But like, look. I know Free was their most popular shade, which is like a goldy shade, but these two for me are like so good. And then Zen, it's kind of got like a pearlescence to it that's just so pretty. Like you can see this one's like definitely more corally pink, And then this one, it's still got like that pinky shift, but it just leaves the most beautiful finish on the skin. Oh, love, love, love. And BareMinerals discontinued their setting spray, so we're not going to be using that. But to be fair, that setting spray was gorgeous, but the sprayer, if you're going to bring it back, you need to do it better. I'll always be honest, because the thing is, like, when you use makeup every day, you know what works and what doesn't work. And my biggest grievance with BareMinerals, why did you discontinue these eyeshadow palettes? Why? These are some of the best eyeshadow formulas I've ever used. Mine are old as F. So this one is Natural Oasis. This was a limited edition palette. Latte. Oh, Rose, which was my first palette. This is a newer one. This is more like a cool tone palette. Then this one, Copper, which, as you're about to see, is probably my most loved. Copper. Divine. And they replaced them with these other eyeshadow palettes, which are fine, but they're nowhere near the quality of these. So please bring them back. Okay, so my battery died, so I just had to quickly charge it. I'm back. So as you can see, Complexion looks really nice and natural. We've got a bit of a glow, got some good coverage going on. And like I say, you can build it up, but we're going to move on to the eyes. This is one of my absolute favourite brow pencils. You've got your dust it crosser really on one side. This one is in the shade Coffee. Now, I'm just going to lightly fill in. I love the shade of this brow pencil. It's not too warm, doesn't overpower my brows, because even though I've got dark brows, I hate when a brow pencil is like too waxy and thick and dark. As you can see, like, it literally just looks like my eyebrow. Now I am going to use a brow gel as well, but my tinted brow gel, which is also in the shade Coffee, I've run out of, so I'm going to use the clear one. Now the clear one I normally use at night time as like a treatment to help my brows, because the actual ingredients in this, the strength and length, help strengthen your brow hair if you have like thicker brows. Oh no, I do have my Coffee brow gel. Oh no, this, I kept it, but it's I was like, excuse me? Literally like nothing on it, but I'm gonna push into the bristles and hopefully something will grab onto there. I do like this brush. I do wish they'd bring one out that had like a really tiny skinny mascara wand style, you know, like the Charlotte Tilbury one, the brow gel. Love the applicator on that. Do that. It's going to do a really quick and easy eyeshadow look. I'm going to use the Neutral palette. And these are their essential blender brushes. You get two side brushes, two brushes in this. It's like a 2-in-1. Oh, I'm never a fan of a double-ended brush. I just don't like a double-ended brush because I don't like storing them because they get damaged. But here we go. Their brushes are really, really nice. I'm going to go in with the shade Native. All over the lid. I'm going to take Sandstone and Mystic and just kind of do those together. I'm going to use them to kind of highlight brow bone. And then Indie, which is this dark kind of reddy brown, I'm going to take on the smaller end of this brush. I'm going to use this to define the outer corner, just to add a little bit of definition just on that outside corner. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Lever, which is this kind of pinky champagne-y shade, and just going to pop that inside corner. And Tribe, which is a little bit of a deeper pink, and just pop that next to it so it just all kind of blends across the eyelid. A mascara, I'm going to open a new one for this because I've been using my Hiiiiiii mascara, which everybody knows is my literal favourite mascara ever in the world right now. This mascara I have used before. This is like my third one of these. I like it. It's not my favourite. Lashtopia by bareMinerals is phenomenal. This one is good. It's an unusual brush. So it's from the Strength and Length collection, which is similar to the eyebrow gel. So this has a paddle brush, and so it's designed to give you more length, but also you've got your serum in here, which is going to help your lashes to grow. And I'm always up for that. I can't use lash serums because I have a condition with my eyes. Anybody that knows me knows, you can probably see it on camera. So I always like to have a little something on my lash line, even if I'm makeup free, because I've got a big gap here in my lashes, which is a scar from an operation that I had on my eye. My eyelid is really white in that area, like a scar, and for me it stands out so much. Might not notice so much to other people, but it really notices to me. It's a good mascara, and you can kind of press and hold it against your lashes. Difference, I haven't dipped in again, this is still first dip. Then you can turn it on its side and use like the comb, separate the lashes and get that length. And I've got very short lashes, so anything that gives me this kind of length I'm happy with. It's a really good mascara. It's not my favourite, but it's good. Lips. Battered up little lip liner. One of my favourite ever shades. It's called Vibe. Then I also have, now all of these lip liners are discontinued. They've re-brought out lip liners. I don't know if they've done them in the same shades as these. Okay, On Point. Let me show you. Vibe, which is like a really nice kind of mauvey pink, like a hint of brown. It's just such a gorgeous shade. On Point, which is more of like a nude. This one is Attitude, and this one I love. It's like a dark brown, like a dark brown. I'm going to do Attitude actually. I haven't tried the new lip liners. These are some of my favourite formulas. And then I've got a couple of lipsticks. These are my favourites. I've got a few more, but I don't want to overwhelm and like go through every single shade. So Energy, where's Energy? I can't find Energy, but Energy is my favourite coral red, and I wear that one a lot. Insight is like a nudie pink, and this one's really nice when you have a dark lip liner like this, so I might do that one. And then Integrity is like deep kind of purpley tone brown, really good for autumn. Love that shade. And then honorable mention, these are discontinued. This is one of my favorite liquid lips, and I put so many people onto this liquid lipstick. I wish they'd bring it back. This is the shade Boss, and it's a matte finish. Let's pop it here. But this is like, to be honest, I'm gonna say it's like Pillow Talk, but in a matte liquid lipstick. It's a little bit darker than Pillow Talk, but it is, actually I'm just going to put a little bit on. The texture of this, I just can't, it's like so thin and moussey, and then it just kind of goes down. It's so comfortable. This formula, please bring it back. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of Insight. Just pop that in the centre. If you love a hydrating lipstick, the Mineralise Hydra Smoothing Lipstick, super comfortable. Gorgeous. And one more product before I forget. Does anyone else remember the hydrating mineral veil? That finish of that powder was phenomenal. It was like Zen, the highlighter, that pearlescent, very sheer. So like you buffed it on your face as like a finishing powder, but it literally gave you like glass skin. It was so beautiful. And so yes, bring that back as well. Thank you very much. And that's it. That's my updated full face of bareMinerals, my opinions. I'm so happy that more people are talking about bareMinerals. I really hope they get the recognition that they deserve, because really good company in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and if there's any products that you want to see make a comeback, because they have had so many products over the years, so many more that are just coming back to me now that I think need to come back. But let me know in the comment section down below, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, if that's what you want to do, and I'll see you on the next one. Love ya.